This July, we're taking life seriously. Cardiac arrest is scary and more common than you might think. Did you know that every year nearly 9 million people will experience a cardiac event outside of hospital? Would you know what to do? I'm Australian actor Steve Bastoni, and I'm urging everyone to learn CPR as part of our Don't Die July campaign. Visit don'tdiejuly.com and sign up today, because you can't put a price on life.
If you've been told to pull up your socks, then make sure it's a pair of TNT socks. The TNT shop is now open at tntradio.live. Critically analyzing global affairs, the Muckrakers on today's News Talk, TNT.
Well, welcome along to the Muckrakers with me, Andrew Eborn. This is the show where we dig deep into those matters that are really, really important in the world, trying to shine more light and less heat. And it's the big talking points where we want to basically connect with you, the audience, on the stories that matter to you, wherever you're listening or watching around the world. Well, today we're going to be discussing the crisis in Gaza, where UN experts confirm famine throughout Gaza and condemn Israel's starvation policy. The Integrated Food Security Phase Classification, the IPC partnership, forecast appallingly that about 96% of the population of Gaza, that's about 2.15 million people, will face high levels of acute food insecurity through September 2024. Also in attacks yesterday, Israel's military has ramped up attacks on Gaza Strip, killing at least 77 Palestinians, including dozens sheltering at a school in one of the deadliest days Gaza has endured in recent weeks. Absolutely appalling. And today on the Muckrakers, to look into this and do a deeper dive, it's myself, Andrew Eborn, but also Professor Saul Takahashi. Delighted he's joining us again, and TNT political editor Basil Valentine. Welcome to you both.
Good afternoon. Great to be with you, Andrew.
It's lovely to see both of you again. Let's look at this, because every day we're waking up to horrible statistics, and some of those statistics are buried by others in the media. Let's get down to how serious is this famine now. Let's start with you, Saul.
Well, like you just said, Andrew. I mean, it's utterly appalling. Israel is using starvation as a weapon of war, which is a clear and obvious war crime. This is above and beyond the fact that since 2007, Israel had been imposing a siege on Gaza. The Israeli military had been calculating the amount of calories that the whole population in Gaza required just to sort of, maintain a level just above starvation. Because at the time, of course, they were a little bit concerned about international outcry if people started starving. Now, of course, they don't care. But at the time, they were a little bit concerned about this. So, they would only allow just the amount of import of food just over that starvation line. But now, of course, it's even much more appalling, and it's much more in your face. And it's obvious. The thing is, you mentioned the media and how it's like buried under some other stories and like that. What really gets me is how all of this is being presented quite often as a humanitarian issue, as if it's, some kind of like earthquake or some kind of, tsunami or, something like that happened. And for some reason, the people of Gaza are starving. We don't know, what happened. Oh, the buildings have collapsed. Oh, we don't know. What really has to be stressed is it's Israel that is doing this as a matter of policy. Israel is intentionally starving the people of Gaza and, massacring them left or right. It is a clear and obvious textbook case of genocide, what we're watching.
It is indeed absolutely appalling. Basil?
Well, this is a very difficult show to do, Andrew, because the situation on the ground in Gaza is the worst it's ever been. We thought it was hell on earth around Christmas time, then it got worse into the spring, and now it is absolutely unbelievable. Just this morning, the Israelis have ordered everyone to leave Gaza City. That's hundreds of thousands of people are ordered to leave with nowhere to go. Nowhere is safe. We had the flower massacre. We've had the endless hospital massacres. We've had the massacres of civilians with their hands zip-tied behind their backs. And then this week we had the school massacre, children playing in a bombed out schoolyard. Israelis don't like that, so they bomb the children, killing dozens, mutilating dozens more. And a very disturbing report in 972 magazine saying that the Israeli army in the Gaza Strip, I mean, not that we didn't know this anyway, is completely out of control, shooting civilians for fun, shooting anybody who wanders into what they've designated as a no-go area, even if they don't know where those no-go areas are, shooting women and children without hesitation. And as the Lancet has said, possibly close to 200,000 people killed. 8% of Gaza's population. That is a Holocaust. That is genocide. And yet, the double standards of hypocrisy from Western leaders have never been worse. They rushed out of the gates to condemn Russia's bombing of a hospital in Kyiv a couple of days ago. The BBC, for example, devoted a full 20 minutes at the top of its News at 10 programme to condemning this act from every possible angle. Yet a lot more than that, Palestinians are being killed every single day, and we don't hear about it. It's completely disappeared off the mainstream news. That's just what happens over there. Palestinians get killed. So what? It really is the worst situation that I can remember.
It is indeed absolutely appalling. And we talk about the media, and as we always say on this programme, what we are is pro-peace. We want to try and get to the truth wherever possible. We're not taking sides, because so many people in the media are accused of taking sides. We deliberately don't here, but we do want to get to the bottom. Why do you think the media are not reporting this, Saul?
Well, look, yeah, I mean, Basil is sort of snickering, and of course, it's one of those questions, and of course, we all know that there are very, very strong, potent Zionist lobbies in the United States in particular, the UK also more and more. And so, that is, really one of the key reasons that, all of this gets really hidden deep down in the media. And, like I mentioned, even when it does appear in the media, it's twisted, it's presented as if Israel doesn't have any kind of responsibility. Israeli lives are presented as, ultra important and, much more to something that we have to be really concerned about. Whereas Palestinian lives is like, yeah, who cares? Yeah, just more statistics. There we go. And one of the real very good examples of this is the whole mass rapes narrative that started out very, very quickly after the 7th of October attacks by Hamas and some of the other armed groups. This idea that Hamas went around under some kind of orders, systematically raping Israeli women, that was like part of the objective of the whole operation and this kind of thing. And ever since then, this is despite, the beheaded babies one, that was even too much even for the IDF. So even they denied that very quickly. But, of all the stuff that, they have thrown against the wall, this is the one that has stuck the most. And, now people are always, whenever people talk about Hamas, you see in the mainstream media, you often hear that, rapists this, they rape women, all this kind of stuff. And the fact of the matter is, there is, as it stands now, there is absolutely zilcho evidence of any of this happening, at least in a systematic way. Maybe there might be some kind of evidence of, very isolated incidents of sexual violence. We're not 100% sure, but there may be. And it has to be said that, sometimes these things do take time in a conflict situation. So, fair enough. But, certainly there's no evidence to go around, screaming like chickens with their